Today we're going to explore a topic that has fascinated, terrified, and confounded people for decades: the phenomenon of the black helicopters. Yes, you heard me right. Those mysterious, unmarked helicopters that have been spotted across the United States, often in the most unsettling circumstances. Our source for today's discussion is the book, Black Helicopters 2, The Endgame Strategy, by Jim Keith, a deep dive into the world of covert operations, government surveillance, and the chilling implications of these enigmatic aircraft. Let's start with the basics. Black helicopters have been reported in virtually every region of the United States since the late 1960s. These aren't your average military helicopters. They're often described as black, unmarked, and equipped with advanced surveillance technology. Witnesses have reported being harassed, shot at, and even sprayed with unknown chemicals by these helicopters. In some cases, these incidents have resulted in the death of livestock and people. One of the most chilling accounts comes from a well-known radio conspiracy talk show host who suddenly went silent on political issues after a black chopper ominously hovered over his rural home during a broadcast. He switched to discussing space aliens and Nostradamus, a stark change in format that speaks volumes about the intimidation factor of these mysterious aircraft. When questioned about the black helicopters, military and aviation authorities typically deny any knowledge or involvement. They often dismiss the sightings as paranoia or misidentifications of military helicopters painted in a deep olive drab. However, this explanation falls apart when you consider the high-resolution color photos that clearly show black choppers, not green ones. The media has largely ignored the subject, with exceptions like the Strange Universe television show, which presented a somewhat skeptical view of the topic. Despite the lack of mainstream coverage, the black helicopter phenomenon has persisted, with numerous sightings and reports continuing to surface. In the UFO research community, there's a belief that the black helicopters are piloted by extraterrestrials. They argue that these helicopters are part of a larger scheme to deceive the public into believing that aliens are responsible for the sightings. This theory suggests that the black helicopters are a distraction, a way to divert attention from the true origins of these mysterious aircraft. Let's look at some of the most significant black helicopter incidents reported over the years. From unmarked choppers flying over rural areas to helicopters armed with grenade launchers and machine guns, the accounts are both varied and alarming. In 1994, for example, unmarked black helicopters were seen in repeated overflights in Ontario, Oregon, and in northern Arizona, near Camp Verde and Cottonwood. These sightings were often accompanied by the presence of military vehicles and equipment, suggesting a coordinated operation. The connection between black helicopters and government operations is undeniable. In 1995, a retired member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff wrote a letter detailing an encounter with a Black Cobra attack helicopter that performed a hostile maneuver near a sheriff's vehicle. The helicopter was later traced to a FEMA base, highlighting the involvement of federal agencies in these operations. FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has been implicated in the use of black helicopters for domestic surveillance and operations. The agency's broad powers, including the ability to suspend constitutional rights during emergencies, make it a key player in the black helicopter narrative. The military, too, is deeply involved. The 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, known as the Night Stalkers, employs black helicopters in their operations. These helicopters are often equipped with advanced technology and are used in covert missions both domestically and abroad. One of the most alarming aspects of the black helicopter phenomenon is its connection to civil asset forfeiture. This practice allows law enforcement agencies to seize property from individuals suspected of crimes, often without due process. The use of black helicopters in these operations raises serious concerns about the potential for abuse and the erosion of civil liberties. The black helicopter phenomenon is part of a larger narrative about the New World Order, a globalist agenda aimed at consolidating power and control. The presence of foreign troops and equipment in the U.S., The increasing centralization of police power and the erosion of constitutional rights all point to a coordinated effort to transform America into a police state. In conclusion, the black helicopter phenomenon is a complex and multifaceted issue that touches on themes of government overreach, surveillance, and the potential for a new world order. While the mainstream media may ignore or dismiss these concerns, the evidence suggests that there is more to the story than meets the eye. As we wrap up today's episode, I urge you to stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay engaged. The future of our country depends on our ability to recognize and resist the forces that seek to undermine our freedoms and way of life. Thank you for tuning in to the BrightLearn podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and share it with your friends. And remember, the truth is out there, and it's up to us to uncover it. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep fighting for what's right. This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book Black Helicopters 2: The Endgame Strategy by Jim Keith. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.